is here to help you put the focus into 2020 and create a strategic blueprint for your family. Contact the Resource Center today.
Well, good morning, everybody. Here we are at the Resource Center studios over here in a little more relaxed atmosphere.
Absolutely.
How was your weekend?
You know, it was pretty good.
Better than Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I tell you, hey, a win's a win, but he had a pretty rough game.
Sack heard around the world, I think.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That was something else.
He is probably, taking some ibuprofen.
You think?
Yeah, it might be.
Just a
like he
little
wouldn't
bit.
hurt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll recover from all of that. But,
Yeah, absolutely.
You brought a fun little thing with you.
Yeah, I was, my wife and I have been going through some family boxes and things like that. I found this savings account book from 1923, and I just thought it was kind of amazing. A 97-year-old savings account. And, it comes back to the point that we try to make in our workshops and in our conversations. Planning pays off.
It does.
And planning can be very simple. It's just a matter of creating a habit of saving money at some level.
And sticking to it.
I can show you 97 years ago, this gentleman, most of the time he was putting $5, $10, $2 in his account. And the most he ever had built up at any given point in time was $356.
But in
1923,
it's a pretty good chunk of change.
that's a good savings account back then. But it's the discipline that you can go through the years and years of savings at 5, 10, 2. I think there was a couple of times he had $15, so he must have had a good week.
Mm-hmm.
But you could tell by the dates on all of these entries that it was a weekly savings that he was putting in. And so the discipline of putting money, going to the bank, putting money in the bank. I had a question this week from a viewer, and it was like this. My wife and I are saving money. We're trying to put $100. We have a little savings box in our home, and we put money in that. And he said we build that up, but we have trouble saving money. And the problem I see with that, and I think everybody should keep a little bit of cash on hand, maybe in your sock drawer, so to speak. But the problem with that is you're too tempted to go in there and spend it. So you may save and save, and you may develop a habit of saving. But if you can just get up in the morning and think, I think I'm going to go out for breakfast this morning and go grab $20. Before you know it, you're just using that for a slush account, and you have trouble saving. So I would encourage people to set up a savings account. Savings accounts are not because of the high interest rate.
No.
Right?
They're to keep it out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind, and the discipline of going to the bank and saving money. And then before you know it, out of sight, out of mind, you've got some money built up in there, and you can continue that planning process. And I think you should still keep a little bit of cash for immediate emergencies, maybe in your sock drawer. But for the most part, developing a plan of a habit, a discipline of saving money, and actually, you know as well as I do, he either walked, probably rode a buggy, or maybe he was wealthy enough to own a Model A.
Maybe.
And drove to the bank. But point being, he went to the bank every week, and he put $2, $5, $10 in the bank, and he saved money.
And as you know, I'm as a fan of technology as anybody is.
That's right.
But I think that maybe kind of destroys a little bit of that because, I have a savings account. It automatically puts a little money into that savings account. But,
electronically.
Electronically, which is great because it helps with the discipline because it does it every week.
Right.
But the flip side of that is it's just as easy to go into that app and go, I'll take another couple hundred back out to cover this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, we have to be disciplined. We have to, we have to decide as a family. It's the holiday season. It's been a rough year on everybody. It's a really great time to develop new objectives, new goals for next year. You've got a couple of weeks left to splurge, do whatever, finish out this awesome year we've had.
Yeah.
And we move on to 2021. But I would encourage everybody, sit down with your family over the holidays and decide what are your goals for next year? What do you want to accomplish? What are you trying to do as a family financially? And make it simple to start out with. And then if you want, some additional encouragement, give us a call. We'll
Absolutely.
be glad to sit down and help people. We'll be glad to help you develop a long-range plan, figure out your 401k, and how to get started and what to do there. We'll be glad to give you some advice on that stuff and help you build for the future. That's what this is all about.
Absolutely. And the Resource Center is at 882-1800. Give them
right.
a call and get yourself set up.
Be glad to meet with you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet a particular need of an individual situation. The Resource Center, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by the Resource Center, Inc. This podcast is a paid placement.